I grew up like a savage.
Man, y'all know what's up. But nah, back to the flow though. All I can say is that Soul Beat had, just like any other television station, you had to figure out the content to be in rotation. You had to keep running a certain content, just like radio, maybe you could say. But the point is that I got to a stage where I was watching it, and again, I started working with him, and then I had the opportunity to be around him for so long. He said, you know what, I'm gonna give you a shot to do a hip hop show. So again, people knew that I liked the culture a lot before I got to a content opportunity. It was just, I guess, bam, it was a faith.
What was you doing around there with hip hop to make him be like, I'm gonna give you a hip hop show? You was already throwing stuff in his face, or was
I mean, it was more just my lifestyle because I just grew up in Oakland at a time where it was a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying? And we all just knew each other growing up, and even it is what it is. One of the realities is that I went to Skyline, and a lot of artists known as the hieroglyphics, hieroglyphics, right? They I grew up with them. You know what I'm saying? Too Short knew people I knew. You know what I'm saying?
So he said he did have a little weight with.
It was just that town rhythm that we was already involved with the culture of it. Okay. And bottom line is, I went in there and learned a discipline of what television production was about. I did get that from him, and then also back to your point that we was talking shit about Soul Beat and calling in to certain people. I know everybody called in to certain people and tease them. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody want me to say Night Doggy or
was Night Doggy out already?
No, he wasn't. But people remember Night Doggy.
Yeah, they remember.
If you remember Soul Beat, people remember Night Doggy. People remember Cindy.
Did y'all think did Chuck Johnson do Christmas dinners and shit? I just don't think he did it. Like, did that nigga look like that nigga don't look like he gave Christmas dinners, bonuses, and none of that shit. Like,
man, Chuck was a cold number, man, because he had to run a number. Yeah, it was a lot of bread that it took to actually run a television network 24 hours. I think at one half, motherfucker try to get over it how you can.
You ever meet Dolomite?
Yeah, man. Never met. No.
Do Chuck?
I ain't met Dolomite.
Did Chuck ever talk about Dolomite?
Well, that was his pilot.
No, only reason I know because I had a VHS of The Human Tornado, and it was produced by Chuck Johnson. But
I did see that. That Chuck?
That's big, yeah.
So he was producing old school blaxploitation.
That motherfucker. My cassette
tape was at that level in L.A.
My cassette tape said, Rudy Ray Moore presents Dolomite. It
sure did.
Produced by Chuck Johnson.
Yes, it did.
Okay, do that. Say that. I ain't gonna front. It's a new show that just came out on Netflix called The Black Godfather.
Okay.
About Clarence Avant.
Okay. I saw it. I didn't click on it.
I watched the whole shit, right? And I'm just watching it, and a photo came up of his staff that worked for him. And so I was watching. It was a quick blink, and I said, hold on, go back, and I froze it, and Chuck was in his staff.
That's crazy.
Is that right? So Chuck was producing movies before he did Soul Beat, or during?
Yeah, Chuck, I mean...
That motherfucker was a hustler, bro.
Chuck,
I see.
I mean, listen to me. Chuck was a real cold dude when it came to that film world and the TV world at different times of his life.
Yeah.
It's just like we got him at his Soul Beat point, if you want to say that.
When
that's when everybody in the world got to meet Chuck.
Dude used to be a radio personality in Okinawa, Japan and shit. He had some shit going on in Oklahoma at one time.
No, he was
in like San Diego, the lead chapter or the NAACP or something. Then he ended up in LA doing some shit. Then he was like, all right, I'm just end up in the town.
You need to do a whole episode just only on Chuck.
Listen, the thing about Chuck is, what we looked at as, because like it's almost like how we all looked at each other on the level of black folks, right? You look at it like a con or a hustle. Like this dude running this con or this hustle, like Chuck was doing shit janky, but do you know how fucking hard it is to run a radio station, bro?
Hey, man.
A fucking TV station,
man.
Not a show, not produce a show. Run a fucking station. You know what I mean?
You gotta operate 24 hours. That means you gotta
you gotta do hella shit. And to be honest with you,
gotta create content
for like 3 years. It's definitely a daunting task.
So from the time From the time that you got his card
Yeah.
to the time that he
Pulls
that
up
you
in
started
there.
going in fucking with him, how long was that? Did you have a couple meetings with him? Did you go in and like intern, get coffee type shit? What did you do?
I had to know what it being an intern was like.
Yeah. So it was real. It was brutal.
He put me through some fucking Karate Kid Danielson type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if you wanted it.
Yeah.
See if I really wanted it. Like,
Shit that had nothing to do with the job though. Like,
Nah, it was dope. I give
Chuck,
I give
don't
you
pick
this,
my
I-
bitches up.
Don't talk
Full like that though. You never know. But on the real. But to answer the question, one time when I was doing the intern thing, Chuck had like shelves all the way around this room of just volumes of hella videos and tapes and shit. You know, in that one room like is his library or something.
Content?
Of content, like music videos, shows that was on that week.
Right.
You know, PSAs.
What format is this? What are
This
they
is
on?
like 3/4 inch tapes.
Okay, so
like
people,
they big.
the
Like,
average,
right
the
after
average
real.
person don't even know what this is. You got to explain it, Chuck.
man, I'm telling you again.
This
it's-
before VHS.
Yeah, it's before V8. Well, this is around.
But
VHS.
after reels.
Yeah, but it was like the reel. It was the production reel for television.
Right.
It was the industry standard for television at that point.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So this one was expensive shit.
Yeah, it was actually expensive. The whole deck, you had to do like, you had 2 decks. You had to do entry in, entry out on both decks. You had to like splice it together with
Yeah.
commercials, and it was just, you had to manually do that shit, literally.
Yeah.
Like now they edit the shit with a mouse.
Right, right.
We had to like manually organize and orchestrate a show.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
did
so-
you when you used to come on? Oh, well, now I wouldn't think you had that control. Did you try to control or suggest what kind of commercials shown through your show? Just because you be like, man, my audience is buying. They had Copes or Mr. Z's or whatever the fuck motherfucker had. Like, you know what I mean?
Now it started getting to that point because again you gotta realize hip hop wasn't just the culture in demand. We were still trying to like prove a point to
Right.
mainstream. You
Right,
gotta keep
right.
fucking with us,
Right,
like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like just this, I guess, an instrument for that moment to be like, man, this is what we like to listen to. This is what we like to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had to get at Chuck about it real heavy, like the way I really love hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like, all right, the situation is what it is. You need to, you know, try it out this show. And so bottom line is I had to first, back to what my point was, I had to first learn how to pick like different videos out of this library. So back to the Mr. Miyagi story. The point was it was 1,000, like over 1,000 tapes that was on the floor. Then he basically said I had to put them back on this shelf in all order, all of these tapes. And I was just like, dude, this gonna take like 4 hours possibly. Why you on this with me right now?
Right,
It was like,
right.
you know, just do as I said. You know, I was like, man, this ain't cool. But I ended up doing that shit, and then I was like, what was the point? You know what I'm saying? And the point is, all right, you about to, you know, do this TV show, so you need to know these, you need to know the library.
Why did he?
Is that right?
Why did he? So who was the personalities on Soul Beat at the time for his talent?
Oh man, that was it was Cindy. You had Linnell. You
Okay.
had Rock.
Now we talking about Linnell, the comedian,
Yeah,
right
Linnell.
now.
Yeah, Linnell
We
right
talking
now,
about
yeah.
Cat Williams' friend Linnell. We talking about Linnell, baldhead Linnell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just wanna mention that because Linnell
Linnell
is
from
a
Black Jesus.
Linnell is a fucking star, man.
Straight
like
up.
you know what I'm
Hands
saying?
Hands
And
in.
she come from the town, man.
To the
You know,
fullest.
she come from having to perform at the end zone and
Absolutely.
you know, and Jeffries and shit like that. You know, with Cat Williams them. So.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we be forgetting, like, you see her on TV now. If you don't know, if you a certain age, you won't even know. Like, she from Oakland? Like, nah, nigga, she from
school.
Oakland, like, for
Right.
real. Like,
We still
Yeah,
got the
but
videos.
yeah.
I think I got a video of her. She was doing the Electronics commercial.
Electronics. Damn.
What's that, the vacuum?
Get you a
Nah,
beeper,
that's-
nigga.
Yeah, you go. This is a spot you go get a beeper at the Eastmont Mall. back in the
Okay,
day.
There was a
back
nigga that used to
that was again
rap
when-
about coming to get a beeper, too. I remember when beepers got cheap, nigga. They was like $20.
Yeah.
You can get a beeper for a dub. But Electronics, damn. That was in the front of the side door. In the front, boom.
But then they ended up upstairs. But the point was, on all that, man, it was just a dope experience with all those people coming up at their moment, figuring it out at Soul Beat first.
Right.
And so that was just kind of what I was on, just trying to figure out how to do something that I think I can do consistent. And then hip hop was easy for me.
So who's your first interview? When you finally took that stand and like, I'm gonna do this.
Man, on the real, believe it or not, my first interview was I had to do it with this new group from New Jersey called the Fugees. And you know, I had to do something with this lady named Simple E. She had a song called "Play My Phone,"
Play My Phone.
and I think I had to do
Simply.
something. And then the third one, this is my first.
So when the Fugees, when you interviewed them, they were in town for like a concert.
This might be Afro Wyclef.
Yeah, this is way back when they first started. What was the song they had? Hey.
That might be the first deal.
Yeah.
Because they got another deal shortly.
Yeah, so that far back. They was fresh and new. It was definitely Lauryn Hill, Wyclef, and Prize. And they was, keep it real, they was with me over on over off 38th and down there Foothill. We was on 38th and Foothill.
Okay.
So back then with no internet and all that, how'd you prepare for that video? This is your first one. They already popping, right?
Yeah.
At that time, they
was
already
on the
just
rise.
coming. They was coming.
But you got to think about this time too, where everybody was loving to discover new shit. It wasn't about fucking with what everybody fucked with. It was like, I'm on the new shit. Like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
It was just hip hop.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, put it like this. You had your set tripping in the town. Like, everybody was just mob music, kind of on that. But then it was a wave of us that was hip hop. We like whatever was dope, where it was coming from.
Yeah.
I came from that, whatever it was coming from. Even
it's
though
dope.
I got a full body of work that understand, I know the East, I know the West, I know the North, but I know hip hop shit, man.
Right.
I fuck with, De La Soul. I might go fuck with Ice-T. I might go fuck with Scarface and the Ghetto Boys.